Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing? Welcome to Yo-Yo's World. Thank you for joining me today. How has your day been? If you're watching me from Europe, Africa, South America, North America, good morning to you and welcome to my live stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have a conversation today, and it's a very heart-touching conversation, to say the least. And I don't know how we're going to start, but we'll start anyways, okay? So if you're coming to the live stream, don't forget to share, don't forget to contribute in the comment section your opinion. We're talking about DV, and I'm going to be spelling out the full meaning of DV maybe once or maybe twice in the course of this live stream. DV here, we are talking about domestic violence, okay? So a lot has happened within the period of just this month, okay? From the 1st of January to this particular, the 25th, a lot has happened. We have seen in the news, we have read from the blogs and what have you, a lot has really, really happened. Before I continue, I also want to say a lot of other personal things have happened as well. When I mean personal, on YouTube Street, that is heartbreaking, to say the least. Heartbreaking, to say the least. But in all of these situations, in all the circumstance, we just have to thank God. Whether it's easy to say or hard to say, we have to say thank you, Jesus. But to be honest with you, in reality, especially from my point of view, from my side of the view, I will tell you it's difficult to say. Especially if those things happen to you, your loved ones, or somebody you know, is extremely difficult. And with all of that, I want also to relate to all of us as humans. Let's try to be humans. Let's think about humanity first before any other thing. I'm talking about humanity in the course of our conversation today. Humanity will also be wife, man, and woman, friends, what have you. Let's think about humanity. What does it mean when I say humanity? Being kind to your fellow human being, treating others the way you want to be treated, respecting others if you want to earn the same respect, putting people as humans, not as objects, not as nothing. Because it's only when something appears to mean nothing to you, that's when you can trash the thing, right? So let's think about it from that perspective. Being human and treating others as human beings and relating to others, in the form of humanity. What is that humanity in you? My conversation today is making reference to 3 DVs, 3 strong DVs, serious DVs that happened in the course of this month. Okay, let me say, I know all of this happened in the course of 1 week, but let's put it in the course of January. When I was wishing all of us Happy New Year, let's think about some positive things we are going to do and achieve in this new year. I did not see this coming. If you've been following me on Facebook or watching me from YouTube, you would not have been an advocate of, if a relationship is not working, pack your bags and baggages and leave. Do not be sentimental about it. Don't tell me that we are going to make it work, especially when there is emotional abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, what form of it, abuse you can think about. Pack your things and leave. Most people have come here to antagonize me, cuss me out in the comment section. I'm supporting divorce. I don't give 2 cents about that, your opinion right now. Because as I speak, a woman is lying cold in the mortuary because of DV. So if you think divorce is not an option, may that happen to you. Okay? So for the fact that you're in a marriage and your partner sees you as an object, treats you anyhow, trashes you when he feels like or when she feels like, you know, puts you in harm's way, and you think you're working it out. Hell no. There is nothing absolutely to work out. That is the time for you to pack your baggages, pack your luggages, and leave while you can. There is a reason why I put that in my title and on my thumbnail. Leave a DV marriage while you can. Because when you're lying cold in the mortuary, you can no longer do that. When you're 6 feet down below, you can no longer leave. A lot of people will come with this sentiment. Oh, my pastor said, I don't want to cuss out your pastor, but please don't make me. Another people, some people will come out. What would the society say? What will the Christian mothers say? What will the Christian fathers? What will this, da, 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 da? Tell them to go and get into that relationship, that you're done. The case of this woman in Anambra State is a case, a very pathetic one. And Anambra State Women Affairs is bringing more light to these uh, issues happening in the state. And I want to give kudos to the Women Affairs in Anambra State. I can see that is one particular office in Anambra State that have been showing what they are investigating, the cases coming to them on social media. They don't want to hide anymore. They don't want to cover it on anymore. They don't want to pretend anymore. So I must commend them for that effort, because it takes a strong leader to be able to say enough is enough. How could you say because your wife was giving you headache, because she was giving you headache, you went and looked for petrol, even with the gas, with the Americans call it gas, fuel, that the cost is 1,300 naira in Nigeria per liter. Even with that high cost, you went and carried a jerry can of gas, of petrol, of fuel, and doused it on your wife, and went and brought lighter because she was giving you headache. Oga, what happened to taking her? After all, you people are both, two of you are both Igbos. Bundling her, put her in keke napep, carry a keg of wine, get a palm leaf and put inside the wine, and carry her and drop her in her parents' home. At least that headache will be permanently solved. When you come back from your day's hustle, you're not going to see headache in your home staring at you. But you felt because you're more masculine than her. You felt because you're the man, you have the authority over her. After all, like they say in Nigeria, I married her with my money. You had the guts, the effrontery to carry jerry can on another person's child. And that did not stop there. That anger did not quench. Knowing what petrol means is fire. The woman did not survive. So next time you come to my comment section, or yo, why are you encouraging women to seek for divorce? Let that woman that is lying cold somewhere, let that not be you. So welcome all of you. Thank you for joining me today. That Mom of Five, thank you for being here. YouTube, I got reading tips. Thank you for being here. Priska, I was willing to, speak with you. Maybe after this live stream, we are definitely going to connect. How are you doing and how are my sons? I trust all of you are doing okay. Fine. So that is number one case we are talking about today. The case is all over social media, is on Facebook. If you go to Anambra State Broadcasting on Facebook, you're going to see it there. Anambra State Women Affairs, you're going to see the story. If you go to Linda Ikej, all the bloggers, they all carry the news. Is all over YouTube, all over Facebook, all over Instagram. Okay, this is not a new story. Now, the second case I'll be looking at today is a case of another person, this time around a man. The wife, let me pull it up, okay, because I believe I saved that for serious references, okay? So where do I get my save things again? 1 second, guys. All right. So in the second case we'll be looking at today is about a woman that did this. I hope you can see, did this to the husband. So the husband was also poured something on and got burnt. But this one is lucky to be alive. So when the police and the women affairs and all of them came to take the woman, she was pleading, holding the legs of her husband. Don't let them take me. Oh, madam, go rot in jail. Please, my husband, don't let them take me. Don't let them take me. They should give you life because you wanted to take one. You should not see the daylight. How could you do this to your sweetheart, right? To your husband? You see how the man's body was so peeled that they used something to cover it up. This man was lucky to be alive. So, this woman should rot in jail. I thank God the police came to to take her to jail, and she was pleading with the man that is just struggling to survive. So when you talk about DV, we are not looking at it just it happens to only women. It can happen to a man, it can happen to a woman. So you don't tell me it's because it's only happening to women. No, women can also be the aggressors. They can also be the ones looking for trouble. So not because no. If you're a woman, you're into a DV marriage, pack your things and leave. And if you're a man, you're in a DV marriage, return the woman. There is no reason why you should commit the one that will send you to jail for the rest of. There is no excuse there. There is no reason. There is no justification towards that because it was provoking you, getting you angry, getting you upset. That gave you the right to cause harm or put the person in harm's way. Hell no, I disagree. Another case we'll be looking at today is about this woman. This is, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Let me pull it up again. When somebody do not value you, don't make the mistake. This is a man and a woman. Just watch and see. This is a man, husband and wife. If you see how he carried this woman and landed her on the bare ground, is he planning for this woman? See, just look at boom on the floor. So you tell me this is love, right? This definition of love, I can't find it in any dictionary. I can't find it in any religious book. So tell me again, what kind of love is this that your husband, because you guys are having arguments, will get to the point of boxing you and then dropping you on the ground like hot potatoes and then dealing with you, giving you several basbos, and you still go back and continue that marriage? Some of them do. And that will bring me to another case we'll be talking about. If you look at my thumbnail, you will see a woman and her husband. The husband gave this woman the beating of her life. She came on Facebook crying out loud, asking for help. Look at what my husband did to me. And the whole 9 yards. Some people became interested in his story only for this give me 1 second. Only for this woman to come back the next day, apologize to her husband. I still love my husband. And you people should leave us alone. And what have you? Uh, I don't even know where to start with that woman again. But let me pull up the video where this woman that her husband disfigured her face came out. This was the case when it came out. I believe a lot of you saw this. This is the husband and wife. This is her crying face when she came to make a plea, asking people to please, help her, that this man, her husband, did this to her. Just the next day, she came making a video saying that please, that that she's no longer saying whatever it is she said, telling people to please stay off from my case as I don't want any harm to come towards my husband. I thank everyone who showed concern about my well being. I don't regret marrying my husband. He never wanted to, do something to me. I don't want any harm to come towards him because of this issue. Henceforth, no one should stress my husband again because of this matter. Because I also have my part in the situation. I will always stand by my husband forever. There is no perfection in human being. We all make mistakes. I am now at peace with my husband and my eyes are getting better. The pain has relieved me and I'm taking my medication. Madam, maybe next time this will happen. Your case might be like that woman lying cold in the mortuary in Anambra State. I don't pray for that to be you. But if in the next time this situation might happen, you might not be this lucky. So before you get to be a past tense, you're still living in the present. Make do with your time. Do well by yourself. Q Lady D, thank you for joining us today. Thank you. All right, Priska said, even the Bible doesn't say divorce if it is life-threatening. Wow. I hope I read what you wrote right, okay, Priska? In case if I did not, let me know. So, the thing is, it is one too many. It happens every time. I'm talking about it January, 25th of January to be precise, but rest assured I'm going to talk about it again in February. I'll talk about it in March. I'll talk about it in April. So it happens all the times. It's just that we get tired of discussing these things because they are very annoying. They are very upsetting. Some people think marriage is a goal. Marriage is an achievement. Because of that, I would rather die there than be alive. It is better to be alive than to be sorry. I can't say it less. It's not nice for people to be going to your parents, hey, yeah, we are sorry about your loss, so may God comfort you guys. This horrible husband, da 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 da. The woman that the husband poured petrol on in Anambra State, she was, she actually was alive screaming, see what marriage has done to me. Oh, she was saying it in Igbo. EJD Ebola mo. EJD marriage has done this to me. Marriage has done this to me. Lo and behold, by the time she gets to the hospital, they tried to administer some treatment on her, but she never made it. So that means she got over 80% burn. She never made it. And guess what? The man reported himself to the police, called the police on himself, took himself to the police, reported the matter. When he was brought to the Women Affairs, they were asking him some questions. What he said that the woman was always making him angry. That the case is that the woman would go out without telling him where she was going, and she would stay late and come back 10 p.m., past 10, 11, sometimes midnight. But that is not the reason why you should do what you did. You should have asked this woman, I am done. Call the family members, come and take on a wife. I'm returning bride price. Period. You don't even need to go to the court because those kind of marriages, most of them do not do court marriage. So if it's basically a customary marriage, that means you should go return the bride price, and that ends the marriage. And that ends the marriage. Do you live in the States? I just saw a video of you moving about back to your your home country. Yes, I do. I do. Kill lady. That video must have been a year or 2 years ago. The one I was doing container, right? Trying to ship things. Yeah, it should be a year or 2 years ago that I did that video. It's not new. So what are we saying here? What I'm simply saying, I'm making this plea to People, married people, whether man or woman, is not only a woman that goes through DV, is vice versa. You can marry a very toxic woman, your life will never be the same again. She will never give you peace of mind. She will so harass you and make you miserable. But that is not the reason why you want an end for her. And if you marry a man that puts you in the same position, making your life miserable, using you as a punching bag, like this woman that is asking the audience, the public, the internet to leave her husband alone after the man gave her horrible black eyes, not on one, oh, the whole face. But she now saw the heat coming on the husband because the internet reacted. She came to make a plea because the community people, or maybe the church, or maybe her family must have told her, madam, are you the only one your husband beats? May that not be your court. May that not be your portion. May that not be your story. The woman in Anambra State, she's not that lucky. And the man said that was his second marriage, that the first one was giving him trouble. He divorced that one and married this one. And this one came giving him trouble again, and you now ended it for this one. Think about it. The woman affair a lady now asked him, we heard from investigation we did that this woman is the breadwinner of the home. You have 5 children, right? He said yes. That you're a welder. Yes. So this woman is the one feeding the whole family. Olga, when you were busy producing children, you didn't think about how to raise them. Is that the case? There, like I said, there is no reason, justifiable reason, for you to end it for another person because you married the person or because the person married you. There was one significant thing Yule Doche said that really caught my attention. I said for once, Yule is making point. Yule Doche said something. Let me pull it up quickly because we give credit to whom credit is due. So Yule Doche said, if your marriage is not working, let's go. Let's go. Walk away. I saw a video of a lady that was, burnt by her husband, and it broke my heart. Those having marital issues, listen up. Even if you catch your wife with another man, there is no justification for harming the woman. If you catch your husband with another woman, there can be no justification for harming him. Don't buy another human being because of marriage. Marriage is not a do or die affair. Walk away. Simply put, walk away. If it's not working, leave. For a man, you can divorce your wife. Woman, you can divorce your husband. And life goes on. It's only the living that have the opportunity, okay, to talk about, oh, how I survived a DV marriage, what I went through. Some go to the extent of writing a book. You can do a lot if you're alive. There is this May Edochie's lawyer. May Edochie's lawyer has been handling a lot of DV related cases, and he made a post 2 days ago. And the post was about this same woman that the husband used gasoline on. So he sent the pictures and videos of that woman and her husband to the lawyer because he had a problem with his own wife. And the lawyers were the mediators trying to help them solve their will I say marriage problem, because I'm not sure they divorced. But let me read what they said. So the guy now came asking, guess who sent us the pictures of the woman the husband, used gasoline on? It was the man, it was the professor whose wife reported him to our office in December, just barely a month ago. His wife contacted the law firm because they had a fight. The wife said he beat her. I'm reading this lawyer's story on Instagram. And the professor said his wife was the one that beat him. Initially, it seems the man was playing with us because he continued to insist that the wife must pack out of their home. We had to warn him also. We noticed that he was going on a sabbatical leave in a university in Europe. I felt that if he attacked his wife again, we would try to get the European university to reject him. We knew he really wanted to go on his sabbatical leave, so we warned him. He became like ice water and began to do what we can what we told him to do. I called the wife and told the wife not to submit the letter I had written to the commissioner of police through her. She was already at the police, right, waiting for them to take the letter from her. When she got my message telling her not to submit the letter, I told her to abort mission. She was not happy I stopped her from submitting the letter, but I told her we could still do it later. That was how we stopped the plan to have the professor arrested. So this professor was also beating the wife. So don't think it's just the low level people in the society. No, it can happen across level. Whether you're a professor, a carpenter, a palm wine tapper, if you have anger management and you don't know how to control your anger or handle your emotion, my advice will don't bother getting married until you go through anger management program and get therapy, get healed, try to surround yourself with people that will provoke you and see that you can harm people after they provoke you, then you can go ahead and get married. But if you fail at controlling your anger, your emotion, please don't take somebody's husband, don't take somebody's wife, somebody's son, somebody's daughter in marriage. Okay. So this professor now saw this thing that happened and sent the pictures to this lawyer telling them, thank you for saving me. It could have been me if I had continued to hit my wife. It could have been me. So the professor was, thanks very much. That I'm grateful. If that had happened to me, my research fellowship and my dream would have been gone. You're doing a good job. So the professor that was asked to stop, giving the wife, using the wife as a punching bag, now sent the picture of another man that got himself in trouble because he could not handle his emotion, he could not control his anger, that has been, taken to the prison already, pending trial. So the thing is, don't do it. No matter how provoked you are in the marriage, don't put your partner in harm's way. Don't. Let me read this question. Q Lady D said, what if you catch your husband with another man? Just ask. Q Lady D, you want to make me laugh, right? It's the same. Cheating is cheating, whether with a fellow man or a woman, it is the same. Walk away. There are so many ways to handle anger in relationship. Okay, so many ways. If you think your wife is the parrot type, the ones that chap 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 all the time, nag so badly, and if she keeps nagging, you might not control yourself. If you have a car, take your car key, drive around your vicinity. By the time you do 20 minutes or 30 and come back, your own side of the anger would have you would have tampered with that, control the anger. Or if you want, take a walk. It could be a long walk. Be talking to yourself while you're walking. By the time you come back, you're feeling better. Do not engage with your partner, whether a woman engaging with you. No, do not when you're really, really upset. Marriage can tempt you. Marriage can try your emotion. But please, like I said, if you have an anger problem, don't rush to get married. If you don't know how to work on your emotion, how to handle your emotion, don't rush to get married. If you were from the generation where you saw your own father do that to your mother, or your own mother do that to your father, don't do a carryover to your own marriage, because you might be marrying these new generation people that don't take nonsense for an answer. So don't do a carryover of your father's bad habit, your mother's bad habit into your own marriage. Marriage, like I said, I've said that when I talked about marriage issues, and I will start talking about it going forward. If you have baggages, make sure you clear yourself of every baggage before you get into that position of saying, I do. Do not get into a marriage when you know you cannot handle another person. When you're the type that if your boss at work is telling you where you did wrong and trying to find a solution on how you guys can help it, you're already beating the table, smashing things in the office. Don't get married. Work on your anger, work on yourself. Because you know what? The moment you get married, God of marriage being with you, the next will be procreation. Children will start coming. Do you want your children to witness you using their mother as a punching bag? Or do you want your children to witness you stepping on their father at any given opportunity? You're doing whatever. Don't leave those impressions before your children. Nobody wants buying in a marriage. Whether the man values you or not, how do you value yourself? How do you value yourself as a human being? I started with human being, humanity. How do you value yourself? Are you the type of this woman that is now apologizing to the husband after the husband has given her the beating of her life, right? She came and started making an apology letter, telling people to mind their damn business. Are you that type? Maybe next time she might not be lucky. May that not happen to her. After Osinachi lost her life few years ago, the Osinachi the singer, Ekweme singer. Guess how many people after Osinachi? Most of you know IVD, Blessing CEO's latest Bobo, latest boyfriend, right? The wife, Alan, the wife hasn't been buried. It was DV marriage that ended that woman. She could not handle it, and she poured gasoline on herself. DV marriage. Walk away to have a story to tell. Walk away to be an advocate of DV. Walk away to give other people that have gone through or going through what you went through a voice. Don't let your parents encourage you to stay in a DV marriage. Don't let your pastor tell you to stay. We are going to pray for him. No. You can walk away while the pastor and the church people are praying for him. They should put him in therapy. When he is fully recovered, if it takes 3 years, be that patient. Don't go back. If he is fully recovered, you can certify that by a psychiatrist saying, yes, this person is fully recovered, to be among human beings, to be around people. Then you guys can do reconciliation. Do not put yourself in a way that the person will look at you as an object, not a human being. Because it's when you look at something that is worthless, that's when you use trash, dustpan to pack the trash to the bin. But if that thing is important, because human life should be valued. Human life is precious. Because you can't create another. You can't. They made robots. They made even some robots that look like human figure, but it's automated. The moment the battery that is powering the robot dies, the robot will stop talking. Some of them malfunction. They can't even walk proper like human being. You will know this is mechanical, not original. So, unless if you see yourself as nothing but an object for someone to raise hands on you and you still be there, then continue. But if you see yourself as someone who is precious, who your mother, your father will not tolerate somebody giving you basbos left, right, and center, then you value your life and you will not tolerate anybody treating you like a piece of trash. You can be treated like a piece of trash if that is what you look at yourself in the mirror and believe you are. Nobody should raise his or her hands on you. If you're a woman that is always every slightest opportunity you're doing like this on your husband, stop. You're the aggressor. And if you're a man that every small thing you already do, put your hands like this because you're ready to give the blow, you're not fit to be a husband. So, what is best for people that are in that category is for them to do what? Pack it up. It's not working. Don't pretend it's not working. There was a video I saw. I'll be putting out a short video in respect to that video. This man got to the altar and he couldn't say, I do. At the altar, a lot of people blamed this man. To me, I felt heartbroken. Why didn't you not show up? At least it will be no show. The lady will pick herself up and go. So the question I'm asking in that situation is, what do you think is best? Because for me, it's better it ended before it began than getting into it, walking down the aisle, going the whole 9 yards, and then few weeks or few years down the line, the person is now 6 feet down below because you could not handle the heat of marriage. Nobody should tell you that marriage is a bed of roses. Oh, no, definitely not. Marriage comes with its own challenges, a lot of ups and downs. So don't think, oh, once I get married, everything is just going to square out, or he'll be serving me breakfast in bed. Forget it. That might come once a year, maybe on your birthday. And for the fact that you're not getting breakfast in bed doesn't mean that the person doesn't love you. Marriage will try you. Marriage will try your temper. Marriage will try your patience. Marriage will try you in every ramification. And marriage is that institution, they give you certificate before you even start. On the very first day you said I do, you have certificate. Every other thing that is an institution, for example, let me start from the religious side. To become a pastor, you have to study, go to theological school, right? They don't give you certificate on your day one. You have to go through it. For Catholics, I don't know how many years they go through seminary. They will go through seminary school. After seminary school, you go do this, do that before they give you certificate. If you're a pastor, you go through theological school before getting certificate. Then in a secular form of it, if you want to be a doctor, they don't give you certificate the first day you get to school. You have to study medicine. In Nigeria, it's a 6 year course before you gain your certificate. In America, you must do your first degree, do your bachelor's, then go to do medicine for 3 years, some people 4 years, some people 5, depending on what. Because after medical school, 3 years, specialization 1 year, you now do residence, all of that. So when you look at it in a whole, it might get up to 8 years before you now say your specialty on this. You must go to school before you obtain a certificate. But in marriage institution, they give you the certificate the day one and ask you to go figure it out. That God is going with you. The prayers of both parents are with you guys. Go and do what? Build on communication. Learn how to communicate with each other. Do not be angry. The Bible put it so rightly. Do not let the sun set down on your anger. That scripture, I learned it when I was about 19, 20 years of age. And that formed better part of my young adult life up until today. Do not let the sun go down on your anger. So what it means that no matter how angry you are, before you go to bed, make peace. I ran with it when I was in college. People will get me so mad if anybody gets me mad. I will make sure, because of that Bible verse, it kept me grounded. Don't think marriage, like I said, marriage will try your patience. It will provoke you. It will try anything tryable you can think about. It will even try the genuineness of that love and affection that you felt the first time you said, I do to that person. Sometimes you say, I don't even know what I'm doing in this marriage. Sometimes you get to that point that what is even wrong with this woman? Some people fall out of love and they try to work on it to rekindle it. Marriage will try you. But as marriage is trying you, the key to a successful one is communication. And not just anyhow communication where you run your mouth, bah, 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 bah. No, it is effective communication. And what is effective communication? Effective communication in the sense that you're not screaming, you're not yelling, you're not cussing, because cussing is also communication. You're not cussing, you're not yelling, you're not shouting. Those are not communication. Those are not effective communication, I mean to say. So, effective communication is whereby if you have anything that is bothering you, or maybe one thing your partner did, or something like that, and you know, if you start talking about it while you're still angry, your voice might be over the roof and you might not communicate. Why not calm down a little? 5 minutes, 2 minutes, walk around. If you have a staircase in your home, go back and forth, back and forth. And then when the other party is at a better place, you call for what? Conversation. Sincerely. And at the time you guys are talking about it, both of you are calm. That provocation has been reduced, because this man that claimed the wife was always leaving and coming back late, and when I ask her, she doesn't tell me where she goes and things like that. Let me put it in this way. That thing did not happen in the night, because there was still daybreak light when the whole thing was videoed, and people caught it on camera. People brought their camera to record. That's why there is evidence. Let's assume this woman came back in the night around midnight, right? And then the man took the next morning to go and buy gasoline, to do whatever he did. If he okay, she was provoked. In law, they are going to ask you, what's the weight of that provocation? It's not that you came, you slapped me and I slapped you back. That's even. It's not a case that, yeah, she just came back, you were confronting her, and she went and grabbed a kitchen cutting knife. And then you ran and grab a push. Or you grab a pencil, and she grabbed the kitchen knife. They are going to weigh the provocation. But this one, I don't see that in this case. The father, you went to where you keep jerrycan to bring jerrycan and chase after her and pour the gasoline on her. The minute it took you in all of those, you should have calmed down. So there is no excuse of any kind for this man. No justification of any kind. If marriage isn't working, Instead of you to be cold in the mortuary like this woman in Anambra State, go tell the woman, you know what? Since I married you, you've been giving me nothing but headache. You haven't given me peace at all. No peace with you. Wahala every day. For that reason, I no do again. After all, this particular man that is now going to rot in jail, he was married before. This woman is the second marriage. So the first one wasn't doing well. The second one still, who do you think has a problem here? The man or the women? I need you to decide. Because it's easier said. Yeah, they always, these women, they are giving me, Oga, it's you that have anger management. You have anger problem. And you need help. You need serious help. Nobody is worth buying for. Not even me. Nobody is worth buying for. If it gets to the point that your peace is disturbed and deprived, no peace for you, no rest of mind, every day is confrontation, one to another, sote that you can't remember the last time you enjoyed a glass of water in your home. If that's your situation in the marriage, Oga, Madam, leave. Pack your things and leave. No more should any other person buy in the course of this nonsense. Because of what? I am married to this person. Don't let your parents determine your joy by telling you, hey, my daughter, oh, guys, I'm beginning to feel cold, okay, because I'm wearing sleeveless. So let me get a little comfortable on my Christmas cover, okay? I'm feeling cold and I'm drinking ice water. That's part of it. Hi, Joe. I can see you, Joe and Ogochuku. Thank you guys for joining me today. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. Q Lady D said, yes, marriage is on the job training. Exactly. That's the best definition of marriage. On the job training. That's how you should look at marriage. There is no manual. On the job training even has a manual book that you're going to follow. It's even better when you're on the job training. It's better than the way marriage is being set up. The only training you have before getting into marriage is what you see from your parents. So that brings me to another one. You that is a father, a mother, you have children. What are you exhibiting before your children? Are you the kind that will do what? Showcase exemplary life before your children? Is that you? Or are you the type that talk down on your husband, on your wife at any given opportunity? Are you the type? What kind of things are your kids witnessing? Have they seen you hit your wife, their mother, vice versa? Have they seen you hit their father? What are your kids witnessing at home? Because it's easier said than done. Yeah. What are you doing before your children? Because that's the only experience we get before marriage. That's the only experience. As you're getting a job, for example, if you're taking a job, you've gone to school, you're taking a job. If I'm going to use myself as a case study here, I'm a lawyer. I went to school, I studied law for 5 years. I went to law school in Nigeria. I was called to bar at the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I'm a solicitor of Nigerian bar. And after that, I went to school. I did other master's degrees and all of them. So I got as training, I got equipped before getting into the office. But when it comes to marriage, the only thing I know about marriage, and it's even worse off for me because I lost my daddy when I was maybe a toddler. Can't even remember when I was a toddler. So now, what experience did I have at home growing up? I only saw my mom. I can only remember my mother. The only thing I heard about my father was his pictures, his testimonial of what people said about him and how my mother talked about him. Every small thing that happens, the way you do exclamation, my mother will call her husband. The way some people say, Jesus, Jesus, my mother will always call her husband. That's how I grew up. Then I was fortunate because I have elder sisters that got married. I didn't get to live with them to know what marriage is truly, the reality about marriage. I might visit once or twice, that kind of a thing. Maybe a night here, 2 days there. That would be all I saw, or the whole experience I had. I was lucky again. I remember when I went to law school. I went to law school, and my sister lives in the city where I went to law school. Okay. So some weekends I'll come and spend weekends with her and her husband and her children. And when I was doing my youth service as well, I would just come for weekend in their place and all of that. That was the closest I saw husband and wife and children. So imagine my story. I didn't get to see my father beat my mother. I didn't get to see my mother do this. I didn't get to see them even live together. I was a toddler when my father passed. So I had no practical experience of how father thing, when I look at my children and see them with their father, I just bless God. Those kind of things will say, I wish I had this kind of experience with mine. But God took him very early in his life. So I didn't get to experience that. That does not mean because I did not witness that I took marriage from the lips of my mom, how she defined it, what her husband meant to her, how she appreciated the man she married. That was will I say, the closest I got to witnessing it. So now that I did not witness it, how should I behave when I get into my own marriage? I should be asking myself, okay, but I want to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy my marriage. That's why I'm saying, if you had seen your father, your mother in toxic relationships, do not do a carryover course to your own marriage. Don't repeat the same. Be better than what you saw. Be better than what you grew up witnessing. Make those vows that you will never raise your hands on your wife and you will never raise your hands on your husband. As you're saying, for better, for worse, those are the time you should be making those vows. Honey, please, if I provoke you, please give us time to talk about it. Let us not resolve into, fighting each other. Let's figure out way to discuss our problems. Those are the commitments you should be making. Not just in richer and in poorer, for in sickness and in health. There should be more clauses added to this. In times of difficulties, let's stick together to resolve it. When we face challenges together as a couple, let's communication be our word. Let's communicate to each other. Let's not use fight in our marriage. Be specific how you want your marriage to go. Don't tell me, no, she provoked me for that reason. Bosa on the face. How dare you? And this kind of men, they will not let anybody raise a hand on their own daughter. And they will quickly forget that the person they are doing that to is somebody else's child. How could you? The Minister of Affairs in Anambra State was asking this man that did this heinous crime, was asking, okay, what do you want the ministry to do for you? He couldn't say a word. The woman was trying to push words out of, he didn't know what to plea. He now said that he wants to also buy himself. The woman said, why didn't you do it since? But right now, you're not going to buy yourself because you're going to live, be alive, and witness pain, witnessing, being behind bars. Remember, don't think it's a hearsay. No, no, no. It was an accident. It wasn't an accident. He admitted because there is a video recording showing when he poured the gasoline on the woman. And he also confessed, called the police, confessed of what he did. So this man is not coming out anytime soon. Now, the woman you were trying to harm, the man you were trying to do something to, have you thought about the children? Because there is this saying that goes, when two elephants fight, the grass bears the brunt. The children. The woman would have been saying, how can I leave my children and go? I'm staying into this because in a DV marriage because of my children. Madam, is only when you are alive that you remember the children. If you're lying cold anywhere, or if you're down 6 feet below, have you thought about it? What if I don't survive? Who will take care of your children? That question should be on the lips of many, on the lips of women. When you're going through DV and you have children, don't make your children orphans. And don't let relatives or foster home raise your children. While you can, if you're in a DV marriage, leave. While you can, leave. I'm making this statement and saying it here because it's one too many. The one in Anambra State, this is not the first time. They bring these things all the time. And I bet you I will still have this kind of conversation next month if another one should come up. So I'm talking to women. And if you like what I'm sharing today, share this video, like this live stream, and leave your opinions in the comment section. Let this video get to the right ears that will benefit from it. Let this video get to the right audience, and it can only do that if you share. So share this video. Let it have the publicity that it needs. Oyoyo's word is telling you all today, listening to my voice, if you are in a DV marriage, leave while you can. There is no two ways about it. Marriage, I know, is a beautiful thing, but when it turns to a DV situation, you don't have to buy there. You don't have to. Don't say because of the children. Like this woman in Anambra State, they said that wasn't the first time the husband did that to beat her. That wasn't that he beats her regularly. So she got used to it. After all, yes, na beating I go receive now. I don't they used to remember, okay, Chukwu, leave me alone. Wait, where they go? Why you want make I leave this by marriage? I know they go. After all, na beating he go beat me. Mama Nkechi was telling you to pack and leave. Run to your parents. But you said after all is beating. It has gone beyond beating now. After beating you, he now did whatever. What will your children be saying? What will become of your children? And if you don't have capable family relatives that will take care of these children, they will start sending them to do housemaids for people. Think thoroughly before you stay in a DV marriage. Think about those children. What if the man continued to do this and it ended? Then I will not be here to raise those children again. Ask yourself the right questions. Right questions. Nobody's worth dying for. Christ has paid the price on the Calvary. He paid the price on the cross of Calvary. He paid the price. He gave himself Because of what? So that you will live and live what kind of life? Abundant life. Not the life that they will use you as a punching bag. That's not what Christ paid for. That's not what Christ paid for. Christ did not pay for a life that would be full of basbos. Joe just reminded me of another one. And this one is straight to young people that are in relationship, those dating and what have you. A gospel artist, acclaimed gospel artist, ended it for his girlfriend and was caught with the girlfriend's part in a nylon bag. He said he's a gospel artist, a motivational speaker. So tell me, nobody is free. Whether you call yourself a gospel artist, whether you call yourself a pastor, people commit these things now on a daily. They say hunger is too much. They say life is too hard. That does not mean you have the ability to end another person's own. No, you don't. This gospel artist ended it for a young girl in Abuja, Nigeria. Ended it for a young girl. Now, the family of the girl are grieving, they are crying, asking for justice for their daughter. And the gospel artist is pretending, because that's what I will say, to be insane. While a day before he did whatever he did, he was there on social media, on TikTok and what have you, preaching the gospel, being a motivational speaker, telling people how to don't be this, don't be that. A motivational speaker in the day and a criminal at night. This one is self-acclaimed gospel artist. So there is no excuse for you to end your life or somebody to end your life because you're in a relationship, because you're in marriage. No excuse. Nobody is worth dying for. Mark this word that nobody is worth dying for. Nobody. So not because you're married, that means it's next to your graveyard. No. Marriage is till death do you part. I agree. If it's working, fine. How do you know when it's working? When you have a peaceful marriage, when you wish to go home to return to your husband, return to your wife and children, when you need to go home to make meal for the family, when you need to go home to catch up on a movie with the family, story time with the family, read together, have fun together, then it's working. But when going home becomes a scary moment, hey, this one I'm packing from my store today, I don't even know what Papa Okechukwu is going to do. It shouldn't be that way. This woman is returning, let her not come with war. It shouldn't be that way. Then any small provocation, bass, bows everywhere. It shouldn't be that way. When marriage is not working, when it's very toxic, leave. Because it's when you're alive, you remember those children. When you're alive, you have that much love to care for them and take care of them. If you're gone, another person will raise them. If the man is still there, will marry another wife and they will use your children as mates. And if you're the woman that is the aggressor here, if you do that and the man ends up going 6 feet below, what do you think will become of you? What? Would you think your children from that marriage will ever forgive you? Anyway, Joe said, once my mental health is at risk, I will walk away. Exactly. Mommy, that Abuja own is very funny. Two different interviews for two different stations. I haven't been following that story because, first of all, I was very angry when I saw the story. And I said, no, it's too early in the year for me to work myself up. I'm happy a lot of people are giving it the audience, the attention it needs. I'm happy about it. Now I saw another one, another one, another one. I said, January, is that what you're starting off with? A lot of basbos happening everywhere. So I started to wonder, what is this year going to look like? In January alone, basbos has gotten more than 6 or 7. What would this year look like? So, lady that is listening to me, you young girl listening to me today, or whoever that is going to share this video to your cousins, your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, your sisters, I'm asking you, if you're in a DV relationship, a marriage that is very toxic, there is no peace, you are there as an object. They're always beating you, sweeping you under the carpet, trying to trash you in a dumpster as if you're not a human being. Please do yourself well by leaving. Leave to have a story. Don't stay there until they do what they did to the Anambra woman that is lying cold somewhere in the mortuary. Don't stay. Walk away while you can. So if you're yet to like this video, give this video a like. Please like the live stream. That is a way to encourage the channel. And we need to get this message out there. We need to get this message out there. We need this conversation to continue. And the only way the right people can get this video is by you liking it. So do me well by liking the video, okay? Like the video, support the live stream with your comments in the comment section. And if you like what I do here, also join my membership on YouTube. That is how you support me. And I'll be coming live regularly. I'm really hoping, I'm looking forward to, doing more live stream like I did last year. But it hasn't been working for me this year. I don't know why. But hopefully I'll be able to step it up, okay? So please join my membership to support me, encourage me to put out more videos here, and also contribute to the comment section of the video. If you come to watch this much later, do me well by leaving your comment in the comment section. I want to know if you hold a different opinion from what I'm sharing here. I want to hear your opinion. I want to read it. If you think people should stay in DV marriages, let me know what you think. Let me know why you say that. If you think they should not file for divorce if it's not working, let me know your reasons for saying that. Let's make this live stream a conversational one by reading your opinion. Sometimes I pin the comment that relates so greatly with the video of the day. Okay, so now I've been talking for 1 hour and 8 minutes, and it's been a pleasure being here with you all. If you come to watch this, do a replay of this video and see where we started. And I'm telling you, if you're in a DV marriage and it's not working, don't let your church determine for you to stay. Don't let the society tell you, are you the only one that her husband is beating? Don't. Don't let your relative or your parents tell you they are going to ostracize them from the Christian Women Fellowship. Don't. Tell them that you want to be alive. There is this place you watched on YouTube. The lady's name is Oyoyo, and she said it's better to be alive than to be dead. That is just the final statement you tell them. If your husband is always beating you and your wife is always beating you, you have done everything within your means. You've reached out to her parents, his parents, you've reached out to even therapy, and she's not stopping. He's not stopping. Please tell them Oyoyo said you should file for a divorce. If they ask you who is Oyoyo, you tell her you saw it on social media And she's not just talking because she's on social media, content creator. No, she's talking as a lawyer. Leave while you can. I know why I'm saying this. It's very important that you are alive. It's very important that you watch your children grow. From age 1, you witness all their birthdays. You witness them going to new class every year, every new school year, change of classes. You witness them, transitioning from elementary to middle school to high school to university. You witness your children going to college. You go for your matriculation. It can only happen if you're alive. Have you thought about it? Osinachi's daughter, late Osinachi, her little daughter, I think she's about 7 or 8, is gifted. She's a gifted child with a beautiful voice like her mother. But guess what? Ochinachi is watching them from heaven. And it was a DV that sent her to heaven. She's no longer here to nurture that child of hers, to be a singing sensation. She can't see it with her physical eyes because she's now gone in the spirit. Don't let that be your story. That is beautiful when God takes the person home in a very old age. It's called celebration of life. Not in your prime. One efulefu, one hooligan that can't handle his temper will end it for you. Because in the first place, he looks at you as an object. He has no humanity in him to remember you're still a human being created by God. You're still somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's niece, nephew, cousin, brother. So don't let anyone, not your wife, because I said the DV is not just men being the aggressors. No, it can happen both ways. It could be a woman that is the one looking for trouble. It could be a woman. Whichever way you find it, or find whichever one you find yourself in. If you're married to an abusive wife, get a divorce. The same thing applicable to a husband. If you're married to an abusive husband, seek for a divorce. Don't stay there. It's until you are alive that you can be able to cater for your children. Hi, Entertainment Daily. Don't mind me. This my live stream was to come since 6:30. I went back to sleep. I came back. I adjusted the time for more than three times before coming live. Thank you for joining me today. How are you doing? I've already spent an hour and I'll be rounding up. And before I go, ladies, let me talk to my agenda. What is important to you? What is important? Entertainment, I did not forget. I couldn't even sleep. I slept very early. I didn't have a good Friday night. I slept very early yesterday that I forgot it was a Friday night. Usually Friday night you stay longer, but I went to bed, was it before 7 p.m.? So like as usual, I woke up early. So I couldn't just get out of the bed. So I kept on changing the time. It's fine. I kept changing the time. Rose Chichi, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate all of you. So I have something I want to talk to my agenda. You woman listening to me today, you sister, you niece, cousin listening today, how do you see yourself? Do you think you want it? Do you think you're precious? Do you think you're beautiful? When I talk about beautiful, it's not just the physical attraction, okay? Beautiful as in your soul wants to be called beautiful, your personality, you yourself. How do you value yourself? How do you look at yourself? Because I'm talking to you guys, I'm looking at myself in this and I know I'm a beautiful woman. Oh, now my husband just came in and said, "Chai, I'm a beautiful woman." Yes, now, eh? So not only am I saying I'm a beautiful woman, I have a good soul. I know I hype myself more than anybody can hype me. I take myself to be very precious because it takes only God to create me. So I'm a very precious human being. So so how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as someone who is nothing that people can use as an object? Or do you see yourself as someone who wants something? How do you see yourself? How? How do you see yourself? Entertainment, you just sent something to me. Hey, all the boy. So, women, my fellow women, if you don't value yourself, I'm here to tell you that you are worthy. And I'm here to encourage you that you're beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm here to encourage you. You're worthy. You're beautiful. You are precious. You're not an object like this. If I'm tired of this my phone case, I went to the store to pick my glasses. By the way, this is the new frame for the year. How do you guys like it? So I went to pick it up at the store and they gave me this as the case. Is yellow in color. The first thing that came out from my mouth, yellow? How can you give me will I say, what's this color? Is it burgundy? And you're giving me a yellow case. So they brought all the multiple cases they have at the store, but it's not the make of my glasses. I just had to take this one because the other ones they brought were not beautiful. I can decide tomorrow to toss this into the trash because it's an object. It doesn't worth anything to me. In as much as it says Marc Jacobs, doesn't worth anything. It's an object. You can buy it with money. Okay? You can purchase it with money. But I can't buy this human being. I can't go to the store and purchase a human being. That's why I'm trying to make this illustration for you guys to know. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a precious thing that only it takes God's creation to create you? That nobody else can make something that looks like you. Until you start valuing yourself to be worthy, until you start seeing value in yourself, until then, you take yourself to be what? An object. That's why a man will hit you and you continue to stay. That's why you hit your husband and you think he's of right because he's not retaliating back. So where do you put yourself, my gender? I saw a woman that poured kerosene or petrol on the husband, but the man survived. When police came to arrest, when my husband said, my husband is a clown. He said, "Hey, let me run." Oh. This man will not kill me with laughter. So the police came to arrest the woman. She went on her knees, holding her husband's leg, begging and pleading for forgiveness. You should not let the police take me. Madam, you belong to the jail. You don't belong to free society. You're a monster to have done that to your husband. So don't think when we say DV, it's only men that are, anybody can. So depending on the position you find yourself, if you value yourself, that's why I talk about self-love. I talk about appreciating yourself. Sometimes it's good to put yourself on a scale. Yeah, practice it. Put yourself, what's the most expensive thing you have in your house? It could be jewelries or maybe cars. that the freeze is wristwatches. So bring out that most expensive thing. And then remember the last time you checked, you went into the store and you paid for it. Can you go to the store and pay for a full human being and they will give you and you will come back home with the person? No. Until you start seeing yourself as something that is priceless, there is no amount of money they will put on you that will worth you. Then, until then, they will do that to you and you pretend because they're coming back to tell you they are sorry we give. Don't let the world shame us. Like this woman that came back to tell the internet people to leave her husband, Delu, after she came out calling the man out for giving her the beating of her life. Don't be that woman that will buy in a relationship. Know when you've had enough. Know what you can tolerate. Know how you value yourself. Value yourself to the point that if not even a scratch should come near you. What my husband is teaching my girls is that no man should ever lay his hands. He said his dirty hands on you. That's what he's teaching them. Have you seen me hit your mother? Even in argument, have you seen me argue with your mother? So no man on earth should ever do that. My kids are still small, but you start on time to build them up with that kind of confidence that they are worth something. They worth more than gold. They worth more than diamond. That they are beautiful, totally beautiful, not just physical beauty. They are beautiful in and out. Equip your daughters to value themselves. Equip your sister. If you have a sister, if you're a man, pump your sister. Sit her down sometimes. Ask her questions. Talk to her about relationship. Let her know how you guys as a family, how you treasure her. Don't let somebody treat your sister anyhow and you walk away. There was a letter I read on social media. A letter to my sister's husband was written by a guy. And he said, do not, if my sister provoked you and you guys could not talk it through, please call my father and my mother. Let them see if they can mediate. If they are not mediating well, call your parents. Let them mediate. If it's not working, return her to us. Don't beat my sister. Brothers, if you witness your father using your mother as a punching bag, and you think that is, why can't your wife tolerate the same? After all, your mother stayed. Your mother stayed does not mean that another person's child you went to marry will do the same. Don't use your mother as a yardstick because that's not a good example to set. So for the father your mother stayed does not make it right. The next thing they will say, this generation, these women of this generation, every small thing, they are divorcing. Every small thing, they are divorcing. Simple cheating. Your husband cheated on you, you're divorcing. It's not simple. There was a movie I started watching yesterday until I fell asleep. I'm going to finish it today. It's a Nigerian movie from YouTube, and it was on Uche Mbonabo channel. It was acted by Zakoji and one other young actor and a little girl. This man cheated on the wife. The cheating produced a daughter, and then he was living a double standard life, running two homes at the same time, juggling from here, missing the birthdays of the girl because he has to be home to his own family, until the woman got involved in an accident and she passed. So when she passed, the sister to the girlfriend said, Oga, you have to come and carry your child. Oh. I have 4 children already on my own. I can't add another to it. So the man went back home and then told the wife and son that I have a child. Hey, the woman said, so you want to bring the evidence of your cheating to come and live with me? I think that's where I stopped. So I will still go back to finish it. to know how it went because it's so painful. For the fact that you say simple cheating, your mother tolerated it, that does not mean your wife will. And for the fact that your father was doing basbos on your mother and your mother tolerated it and stayed, that does not mean your wife would stay because of that. And that does not make it right. That doesn't make it right. Like I said, do not do a carryover course from what your parents did into your own marriage. Chart your course because that marriage is between you and the wife, your wife. So chart your course. Start a new chapter, a new leaf. Two of you should figure out what definitely will work for both of you. I've said before, marriage is that institution that gives you certificate before you even start. Chart your course, figure it out. The first year, second year, third year might be, might be filled with bombs and all of that because you're trying to figure each other out. But chart your course. When you have problems, how do you solve them? How do you settle it? Do you communicate or do you use effective communication means to communicate? Or do you just talk and wag your mouth and chap, 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 chap? Which category are you? All right, let me see what my people are saying here. You reported him to the internet. Now they should leave him alone. Exactly. That's what the woman said after he saw rather she saw how the internet pounced on the husband. The wife beat her. She came to apologize. You know what it means? The man must have gone on his knees begging, the man's family begging, the woman's family also begging. Do you want to come out of your marriage? What are you doing? Are you the only one that her husband has beaten? Madam, it doesn't make it right. Nobody should lay hands on you. And you, that is a woman, should not lay hands on your husband. For the fact that you feel that he's a small, tiny, tiny man, that you have the muscles and all of that, doesn't make you to be the bouncer. If we start appreciating one another as humans, if we start showing the humanity that God created human beings to be, all of this will not happen. Don't make yourself to be one cheap object that when they flash money on you and give you gift, you forgive and continue. No. I said no. I've been talking about family affairs since I was in my third year in the university, based on personal experience. I've been advocating from that time as a young girl in college. Nobody's worth dying for. I remember one of the stories we had at the time in the school. A woman married her husband was always doing some numbers on her basbos all the time, and this woman is a lawyer. They would do every time. The man, is it because you're a lawyer? Da, 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 da. I was like, hey. Then I was in law school. I say, if na me, I will lock him up. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? It got to a point. The woman asked the police people to pick up the husband on a Friday. The man slept there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, until Monday before they granted him bail. And she went to court, charged the case to court, and that was the end of it. She's a judge now. You dare not come to her court and say you're a man beater and you think you get judgment. It's not happening. Because she's talking from her experience. Oh, sorry, woman beater. It's not happening. And she does the same for also women that beat their husbands. So if you know you cannot handle marriage, walk away. It's better to be alive to know when your child celebrates 15, when your child gets to college, when they, get married, than just seeing them from heaven, if you make heaven, right? So I want to thank all of you for joining me today. My husband is fully awake now. He's down here and he's making me laugh. So I'll be calling it a day. If I have time in the afternoon, I'm going to come back live because my beautiful friend, Entertainment Daily, has been sending me all manner of topics to discuss. So I want to catch up with her real quickly so that we'll know all the stories she's sending me. A lot of things are going on social media. And one thing we can do for ourselves is to love ourselves, appreciate ourselves, and be kind towards one another. And I'm saying men, to men watching this or men ever going to hear this, the thing I'm telling you, if you have an anger problem, try and get some healing. Find some closure with anger. Try to go through anger management programs because a woman will provoke you. A woman will provoke you. Okay. And if you're a woman, you're the one that is always very angry, looking for trouble, get help as well. Get help because a man will provoke you. Marriage is not every day they will give you. Of course, a man will provoke you. Look at my husband. I just finished talking about women provoking men. You see why I want to pack this my live stream up. He's fully awake. Guys, sorry about that. Sorry about the distraction. So what I'm saying is this. Marriage will try you. Marriage is not every day you wake up, they will put petals, roses for you to be stepping on. All those things you see on TV, maybe once a year, maybe one in major anniversary, maybe first year anniversary or your birthday. Daddy, whatever. This man, leave me alone. So are you talking about yourself? Nobody gets roses every day, all over the bedroom, on the bed, on the staircase. Hey, that's not true. Daddy, stop now. You're making me laugh. See, my husband is talking about myself. Because you don't buy roses every day on the beds. Sprinkle it on the bed, on the staircase. As you're waking up, they're serving you breakfast in the breakfast in bed. It doesn't happen every day. It could happen on your birthday, anniversary, or Valentine. You don't even have it on Christmas. Forget all these other celebrations. So for most people, it's once a year. So for some, twice, your anniversary and your birthday. You understand? But that's not how marriage is defined. Forget all the serere you see on social media. That is not the real marriage. The real marriage is when the stormy weather comes. If it comes like that, and you understand, two of you are able to sit down and weather the storm together, that is real marriage. Not you blaming the other, not you pointing finger. No, you weather the storm together by having effective communication. Hey, this has happened. Okay. And also saying sorry when you need to say, I am truly sorry, and mean it. When you say sorry, that doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're a very strong person for apologizing. I've said it several times in the course of this conversation today that marriage will try you. It will provoke you. As much as marriage is sweet and beautiful, there are also other downsides to it. It might be when you're sleeping, like my husband would do. When the sleep is so interesting in the morning, he would just go to the bathroom and turn on the brightest light in the bathroom and leave the door open for me. Daddy, right? For me to wake up, right? And then sometimes I'll be very mad. And I can't face the other one because I'm facing the window is just there. So I'm seeing light. I'll be forced to wake up. You get it? So whatever it is that you're going through or happening in your marriage, find a way to have conversation. Don't engage in physical, don't. Have effective communication, and not communication when one is angry or when both of you are angry. If you're really angry that you can't be able to handle it, take a walk, take a drive. By the time you come around, you must have calmed down. Likewise, your partner. Then you guys can talk it over. Apologize when there is need for one. And when you apologize, don't repeat it tomorrow. Don't repeat it tomorrow. Because if you keep doing it every time and keep apologizing, they will catch you with Miss Elizabeth today. Tomorrow is Miss Blessing. The next day is Angelina. You keep buying roses. The apology and the roses, they don't want anything anymore. You see what my husband said? The people that say roses, I don't want them to say roses anymore. You can buy roses every day, but not for apology. And some people, they will buy them a car and they will keep quiet. Know your what. Know what you cherish. Know what you appreciate. And don't ever get involved in don't ever. Because you don't know when the person might fall and hit the floor, and that will be the end. So please, don't use your own hands and put yourself in jail over something that is as simple as, in fact, this is not working, I'm getting a divorce. Over something that is as simple as, it's not working and I'm returning the bride price. Let's just end it and be friends if we can. Guys, thank you guys for joining me today. I'll be calling it a day. My husband is here cracking me up, stalking behind the screen, making me laugh. I didn't even know that's what he meant. He said, don't worry, that they will visit you in jail. No, nobody's visiting you. And they said since the case in that Anambra, the Anambra case, since that happened, none of the man's relative, the man is the only child of his parents, and both parents are gone. So he came from a polygamous home. No step brother or step sister ever came forward for him. So he's going to rot in jail by himself and himself alone. If he's lucky to be alive in the next 10 years or 20, maybe the kids would have grown to have the legal right to visit him. Because right now, they are still children. They can't go to visit unless with the help of a guardian. So you get what I'm saying? And if the guardian is as angry as the people prosecuting the case, nobody will visit this man. He will die lonely. Don't put yourself in such a position. It doesn't worth it. And don't wait until your case is near death before you leave. Leave while you can. Until I see you guys in my next live stream, which might be coming this afternoon, okay? Because you guys can see I am all dressed, looking pink, like I know, looking beautiful as always. I might come back again to discuss another topic. Let it be, honey. Oh, I don't call him honey. Don't call my husband honey. See, so look at his eyes. You better not call me that. I don't call him honey, please. That came wrongly. My husband said I'm so vain. Of course, I'm beautiful. Yes, so let me be vain a little, daddy. Hmm? Am I not a fine woman? Huh? He said I'm so vain this morning. What is wrong with you? Is it the breakfast is not breakfasted? Eh? Anyway, guys, see you guys in my next live stream. Thank you guys for listening to me today. Please be a better version of yourself. If you have anger problems, seek help. Okay? If you have anger problem, look for anger management therapy to engage in. It's gonna help you on how to handle anger, okay? And help you work on yourself. Be a better version of yourself. Don't let somebody or let situation turn you to a monster. You're better than that. Okay? Until I see you guys in my next one. Ciao, ciao, everybody. Bye.